But my first question is that many health experts nowadays are recommending a balanced diet. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, that whole idea, it's an idea I was taught from before I can remember. I'm sure that's true for you as well. You're a bit younger than I am, obviously. And even my parents' generation. So my mother is now in her mid-70s. So that's a big dead giveaway as to my sort of age. She was taught the same thing, and that is that a balanced diet is a good, healthy diet. And that actually is the most incredible, most successful piece of spin doctory that you'll ever see anywhere, I think, in nutritional, what I call nutritional pseudoscience. We are not designed as a species for balance. The word balance is seen to be equated with goodness and light and justice and fair play, and it's a positive thing. So of course we should have a balanced diet. We should seek nutrition from all sorts of different sources. That way we'll get everything, and we'll be missing out on nothing. That's the concept. That's what we're very successfully taught. That's what we all believe, until you look at the actual science. And the science is this: like any other animal you can name, the human beings, the human species has evolved in a set niche. We are specialists like every other animal. It turns out that for the last 350,000 years, give or take the last few thousand years, and more specifically, give or take the last 150 years most specifically, but for the vast majority of that 350,000 years, human beings have eaten the flesh and associated fat of animals almost exclusively. Human beings consumed almost no plant material at all during that time. How do I know that? Well, the first and foremost piece of actual science we can go to, the absolute slam dunk here, is that you go to the skeletal remains of human beings that have been discovered from 20,000 years ago, from 50,000, from 100,000, from 250,000. Doesn't matter. They do what's called an N14, N15 isotope test on those skeletal remains. What that does is tells the scientist what the balance between nitrogen 14 and nitrogen 15 is in the collagen that remains in those bones. The more nitrogen 15 that is in there, the more meat and obviously therefore associated fat that animal ate, or that person ate, and the more nitrogen 14, the more plant-based that animal was in its diet. Anyway, it turns out human beings are obligate hyper-carnivores. In other words, the vast, and I'm talking more than 90% of our calories came from animal sources for our entire existence as a species, up until when we started growing wheat about, 5,000 years ago. And then you look at the Egyptians and you see their dental health fell to bits. Egyptians were obese. They were unhealthy. They had atherosclerosis. They died young because they were eating wheat. It was killing them. And then you look at more modern societies and we're told, balance and healthy whole grains and all this kind of nonsense, ignoring the slam dunk that says this is what we did eat. No guesswork. The isotope testing is actual science. It goes, that's what we ate. And it was meat and fat. So that's the first thing. The second thing that backs me up is that all our organ systems are all designed towards the consumption of meat and not plant material. We do not have a requirement for dietary fiber. We have an almost zero requirement for vitamin C, so long as you don't eat any carbohydrates. As soon as you eat carbohydrates, your need for vitamin C goes up. We have anecdotes by the thousands and thousands of people who we have been following, and we've got a couple of examples, 3 or 4 examples of individuals who have eaten nothing but animal flesh and animal fat for, in some cases, more than 2 decades, 20-something years. No scurvy, no heart attacks, no obesity, no lack of energy, no nutritional deficiencies, health like you wouldn't believe, digestive function like you wouldn't believe, bowel function like you wouldn't believe, perfect health. It's almost as if humans are designed to eat meat. Oh, whoops, we are, as per the nitrogen 15 testing. So that's basically it. Balance is a word that we equate with goodness and light, but balance is not required in human nutrition. What humans need to do is consume a diet that is appropriate and species specific, and that is meat and animal fat. There you go. Long-winded answer, I know, but there it is. My absolute pleasure. As I say, thank you very much for the invite. I really do appreciate it. I hope many thousands of your subscribers will come and sub to me in a great, huge rush. That would be the best Christmas gift I think I've ever received. I congratulate you on the vast and rapid growth of your particular channel. I think that's fantastic. I support anybody out there who is involved in getting the truth to people about health and nutrition. I absolutely salute you for what you're doing. Thank you very much for having me, and I'd love to come back again sometime.